Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Massaro,
And Mr. Soupy.
and we're here to give you a brief overview of the course selection process that's coming up.
All right, so first thing you need to do is go to www.violin.org and you'll see schools comes up. You're going to scroll down to where it says Violin High School, and then you're going to click on North Campus. At the bottom of North Campus, you're going to see VHS Course Selection Handbook. This is going to give you information like what courses are available, a description of them, and how many credits each of the courses are. Shortly, your children will be coming home with this Violin High freshman elective sheet. We will be meeting with them and going over this with them shortly, but this is what is on there.
So before we begin, you're going to need to know your child's first and second marking period grades. You may also want to review at some point this course description, as Mr. Soupy said, for the electives. There's a lot of information online, and you need to know a little bit about the electives in order to make the right choice. Please review also the information at the very top, where there's a place for your child's name, the counselor, their ID number, and a phone number where you can be reached easily. And lastly, we want you to encourage a strong conversations between you and your child about the courses they'll be taking next year. The more input the students have, the more they feel like stakeholders in their future high school career. All right, so don't forget to read the directions at the top too. There's some important information there as well. So let's take a look at the first column. I'm going to pull this down, and we're going to look here at the required courses for English, math, science, social studies, phys ed, and lunch. Okay. So for English, if your child is currently in the Accelerated Language Arts program and they have an A average in the first and second marking period, they're going to circle Honors English 2. You see that? It's the last one there. If they are in the Accelerated Language Arts program also, but have an average lower than an A, please circle Advanced College English 2. That's the second one from the bottom. The reasoning behind this is that these two options, the Honors English 2 and the Advanced, we've noticed from the high school that the Honors English classes are extremely demanding. They require a lot of time. The students need to have a superior work ethic and a solid competence in this area. Students that are showing less than an A average in their current accelerated classes end up struggling in honors in high school. So we just want the students to be prepared and that we schedule them in the appropriate classes. Okay, so for students in the regular language arts classes currently in 8th grade, they have 3 choices. And it's best to think about your child's past grades, their current grades, their work ethic when choosing this level. So the one at the very top, the first one, College English 1, that's going to be for the student whose average is a C or below. They may have difficulty with language arts, or perhaps they struggle with writing skills. The Advanced College English 1, that's the second, is for the student with a B or a low A average. They're conscientious. They may or may not feel as though they excel in language arts, but they've always been consistently successful. And Honors English 1 is for the student who has a solid A average for most of their middle school career in language arts. The students should enjoy reading and writing and show advanced proficiency in both areas. They should be self-motivated. They should have a superior work ethic. The curriculum for Honors English 1 is extremely demanding and requires a huge time commitment.
All right, now on to math. This is very similar to language arts. If your child is currently in algebra, advanced algebra right now in 8th grade, and they have an A or better, they're going to circle honors geometry. If they are in algebra but have a average lower than an 88, you're going to circle advanced college algebra 1. Students in regular math have 2 choices. If they have an A or high B. They can also put in for advanced college algebra. With the student that has a B or below average, they can take college algebra 1.
All right, now down to science. Honors biology generally pairs with honors geometry. However, an A or high B average in science is needed. Please note that Honors Bio is a 10-credit course, which equals 2 periods. You see that in parentheses next to it. So when you're adding up how many classes they have, remember they need 8. There are 8 periods in the day. Honors Bio counts as 2. Students currently in algebra but do not have a high B average in science should take college environmental earth science. And students in regular math class will also take college environmental earth science.
New this year for social studies is an advanced college world history. But let's talk about the honors. Students who have an A average in language arts and social studies should think about honors world history. And this is a huge commitment of time, and you need a very strong work ethic for this as well. Students who enjoy social studies and do well, such as an A or a B, should consider the advanced college world history. And all other students should take college world history. That's the top choice. For phys ed and gym, everyone is going to select the only one that's available. And then for lunch, everybody is required to take a lunch and a lunch study hall. Now on to the other side of this for electives. For lunch, they can opt not to take a lunch, but if you take a lunch, you have to do a lunch and a lunch study together. But
if you opt out of lunch, we just need a written note from the parent that definitely is mandatory in order to skip lunch and take an additional elective. Okay, so this middle section right here that you can see on your page, it talks about electives at the top, and the first electives that we'll talk about are foreign languages. Then it goes down to fine arts. You can see there's quite a few to choose from, and then career and tech ed and social studies. These are all electives that your students can choose from, and depending on what they've already chosen means that they will have room for 1 elective or 2 electives. All right, so let's take a look at the foreign language department. Foreign language is a requirement for high school graduation, so all students have to take at least 1 year of it. Most colleges require 2 years of a foreign language. In choosing your foreign language, we usually talk to the kids about choosing something that they're interested in. Remember, 2 years of a language does not make anyone fluent in a language. But if you choose a language that you're interested in, you're more likely to take more than 2 years and may just, because of that strong interest, take 3 or 4 years. And colleges really like to see that. Advanced Russian and Spanish 2 and Heritage Spanish 1 are classes for students who are proficient in those languages. They are fluent, they speak the language, write the language, can read the language, and students need to be tested into these classes. That is a requirement. This distance learning that you see here for Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, and Latin, distance learning means it's like an EduSeer program. It's an online program. That's really for the self-motivated learner, that they're very difficult languages, but they are available for students. And we have had many students be successful in them. Down to the fine arts, we have so many fine arts classes that are available for students. And just to go over a few of them quickly, your best bet is to go through that selection course booklet and read about them. But Art 1 quickly is for anyone who's interested in art. Concert choir is for anyone who likes to sing. You don't have to audition for it, but if you like to sing and like being part of the choral group, Concert choir is great. Concert ensemble is for the musician that maybe isn't interested in band, that you do have music experience and you know how to play an instrument. Dance is new this last couple years. If you're a new dancer and you just like to dance and you've never taken dance before, that's an option. If you have some dance experience, there's also dance 2 and 3, but we'll have to speak with the dance teacher and maybe talk to them about if you should be in a different class other than dance 1 for those of you that have dance experience. Graphic design is a little bit of art and computer graphics. Marching band's a big time commitment for those of you who already play an instrument or who may have been involved in band at the intermediate level. Music theory is it's the written language of music, so you do need a music background for that. Select choir, again, it's a choir group. There are auditions available for select choir. And then the ensembles are the string ensemble for those of you who play, students who already play the cello, viola, violin, and studio. The 3 studio classes, studio guitar, keyboarding, and percussion, are learning to actually play those instruments. And then there's theater arts for those who enjoy being on stage and acting. The second group, this career and tech ed, is very interesting. There's a lot of great courses in this area that also have several courses in the sophomore and junior or senior year that go along with those courses that you see already listed. The tech ed classes really are wonderful in that there's other vignettes to that, like automotive, that the kids can get into, graphic design and imagery, programming, accounting and health careers, business management, architectural design, and junior ROTC. So I would encourage you to look at the course selection book for more of those programs. And lastly, these 2 are new actually this year, Archives Alive and Mock Trial. So over to this last column very quickly, we just want to talk about the alternates and how you're going to use that. And if we could scroll over here, I'm going to show you something. So let's say, for instance, that you've chosen German as your world language and you're really interested in German and you want to take it. So you're going to circle German right here. But because foreign language is a requirement, you're going to need an alternate choice written in over here as an elective for German. So that's like saying, well, gosh, if they can't give me German and I can't learn German, then I guess I want to learn Russian. And you're going to write in Russian. Okay. So this is telling me here that Russian is my alternate for German. Okay, so down here, let's say that I wanted to do guitar 1. Always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, so I'm going to circle guitar 1. But if that's full and they can't give me guitar 1, then I'm going to choose another elective. Now that other elective can come from the fine arts department, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe my other elective that I'm really interested in is accounting. So I'm going to write accounting in here. And this tells the counselor at the high school when they're scheduling that accounting is going to be my alternate for guitar 1 if I can't have guitar 1. Okay? The same goes for down here. If you choose accounting as your first choice instead of studio guitar or something else, you would put the alternate to the accounting that you chose. The name of that alternate goes over here. So we understand that this that's written in this area is the accounting for, or the alternate for the elective that we've chosen from this area. Okay?
The last part of this down here on the bottom is that when everything is filled out, when you have all 8 classes scheduled and your alternates as well, The student is required to sign, and the parent is required to sign, and then the counselors will sign off that everything that was filled out appropriately and turned in.
So we hope this has been helpful for you. We are going to be meeting with your students and explaining the same thing. We'll also be around during parent conference days, and you can also